Hello everyone, this is Jared with Dungeons and Javas again, helping you stay up to level up. We just wanted to kind of touch base with everyone with everything that's going on. People are, they're stuck at home. We decided to start offering curbside service so that if you need a game to give you something to do at home with your roommate, your husband, your wife, your kids, we can help you with that. So right now we want to take you through with the games that we have, give you some examples of what the games are. Maybe something will jump out at you, and if not, you can always reach out to us and we can give a recommendation. So we'll be switching off between me and Clay, talking about the different games because we each know a little bit about something else. And so let's get started. All right, we're going to first start off with Arkham Horror, which is a card game. If you actually enjoy like role-playing games or things like that, that's kind of what Arkham Horror is, but with a card game. There's different detectives you can be. You can go through different scenarios, which these are different scenarios. It's kind of a horror investigation theme. It's number 20 on Board Game Geek. This is the card game here, and this is actually the board game up here. So if you just want to try out the board game, we have that. Or if you want to try out the card game, there's different adventures you can go through.
So here we have Kingsburg, which is a wonderful, what I like to call gateway game. So if you're looking for a game to help your family transition into a little bit more of the nerdier games as opposed to like Monopoly and Sorry, this is a very good game, thematic. You're all influencing advisors. It's a dice rolling game, but also has some strategy built in, but not too much. So great gateway game to help your family or loved ones get into the hobby. We've got the Game of Thrones board game over here with the expansion for Khaleesi, the Mother of Dragons. So this is a very interesting game where you are actually placing strategy tokens on each one of the areas to dictate what your actions are going to be, and those can have a great impact to the game as well. Root, it may have a kind of a forest and creature kid-friendly type of motif, but it is actually a very tactical board game, still very popular.
All right, we also have Exploding Kittens, which is for 2 to 5 players, 7 and up. It's a really fun game. However, the kittens do explode. They don't actually explode, but there's a card where if you come across the kitten that explodes, something happens. But it's a fun game for a family, so if you're looking for a family game, this is a great game here.
All right, so here we have kind of a suite of some worker placement games along with Lords of Waterdeep and Scoundrels of Skullport. The Raiders of the North Sea, Paladins, Architects, all created by Renegade Games, and they are great worker placement games for the whole family. Very easy to learn, but difficult to master. Keyforge, I don't know if you've heard about this, but it is a competitive deck game where every single deck is different. So very interesting concept that came out recently and very popular. So we have several of the Keyforge sets here available. Role Player, a different type of game. It's based on some dice rolling, and your objective is to build the best character you can that's preparing to go out for an adventure. We have the core game in the game library available for checkout. For purchase, we have 2 of the expansions, one of them for Monsters and Minions, and the other one a lockup section of that as well. Twilight Imperium, known as a big box game. Really, you can see why. This is number 6 right now on Board Game Geek, and it is a very tactical area control game. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got politics, it's got technology, it's got strategy. A tremendously great game. It does take a long time to play, about 1.5 to 2 hours per player, but well worth it.
All right, here we have what Asmodee has as their best sellers. We have Dead of Winter, which is a great game. It's a zombie survival game. King of Tokyo, good family game. My girls, my wife and I have a good time playing that game. We have all the Pandemic games. Pandemic Legacy Season 1 right now is number 2 on Board Game Geek. We have an expansion for Dead of Winter. Dominion is a great game. Some of these others I haven't played, but if you're a Power Rangers fan, they just came out with a Power Rangers game, which is getting good reviews, so something to try out. Settlers of Catan, very popular game. I actually haven't played it yet, but I know it's very popular with a lot.
All right, so here we've got a lot of very popular games, Scythe and Brass Birmingham, great strategy games. Those rank both in the top 10 of Board Game Geek right now. Castles of Burgundy and Agricola, they are also in the top 30 on Board Game Geek. Castles of Burgundy is a 4-player game, and it is a great game to play with the family. It's a dice rolling and tile placement game. It's very easy to pick up for those types of families who want to learn a more advanced game. Agricola, this is a very strategic game, not for the faint of heart. So chances are, if you are more of an advanced board game player, you already know about this game, and it is another one of those that's love or hate. Carcassonne, on the other hand, is a very simple game to learn. You are placing tiles and scoring points. We've got the expansions of Abbey and Mayor and the Tower, as well as the core game. So a variety of different games here for the different types of players that you may have.
All right, here we have Outer Rim. If you're a Star Wars fan, Han Solo fan, Boba Fett fan, this is a great game. You're either play a smuggler, you play a bounty hunter, different things. It's a really fun game. We've played it quite a bit. I highly recommend that if you're a Star Wars fan. The long-awaited game of Dune, we have 1 copy that is in. I haven't played it, but I know it's gotten really high reviews, and there's been a lot of people that have been waiting for it to come out. Terraforming Mars, I haven't played this one either, but it is number 3 on Board Game Geek, and I know it's very popular right now. We also have Villainous, and we have the Perfectly Wretched and the Wicked to the Core. I haven't played it. To be honest, I don't know that much about it, but I just know a lot of people are talking about it.
All right, here we have our Cards Against Humanity. It's a love or hate game. Some people love it, some people hate it, but we do have quite a few copies in stock right now. Very fun party game for those that really enjoy just kind of chaotic fun. We also have the green, blue, and red box, as well as the Fantasy Packs expansions. Fallout board game, for those that love the video game, give this a try. The post-nuclear scenario where you're trying to basically survive. And then Descent, it is a great game of just dungeon delving and seeing who can beat the monsters and get the treasure.
All right, here we have, the first one is Lords of Waterdeep. It's a worker placement set in the D&D realm. It's actually a lot of fun, a really fun game. We also have the expansion Scoundrels of Skullport. This game, I have not played it, but it also has an app that comes with it, and the story changes depending on what you do. I've heard really good things about it. I haven't had a chance to play it though, but I'm excited to give it a try. If you have younger kids, Ticket to Ride is a fantastic game. I have a friend who has 2 younger kids. One of them is 7, and they bought this game from me because to give them something to do, and he said that his son loves playing it, and they play it all the time. Horrified has your old villains like Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, the Wolfman. It's a lot of fun. It's a cooperative game as well. Here we have Mysterium. Basically, it's a fun family game with you have to try to figure out different clues based upon what a ghost is telling you, and Paranormal Detectives is similar to that as well. Codenames, it's a word game that's great for families. We have the Harry Potter version or just the regular version. I think the reason we have the Harry Potter version is because my wife's a huge Harry Potter fan and she picked it up. If you not really into role-playing but you love Dungeons & Dragons, we do have some Dungeons & Dragons board games. We have Lords of Waterdeep and Scoundrels of Skullport, which I talked about, but we also have these other board games for Dungeons & Dragons. So, Castle of Ravenloft, which is an old one, Legends of Drizzt, which people probably may or may not have read his books, but we also have these games if you're interested.
All right, so here we have a couple of different types of games. Fury of Dracula is very cool. You're basically one person plays Dracula and the rest of the players are trying to track him down through a gothic horror setting. So very unique kind of cat and mouse type of game. Legendary, kind of a precursor to Marvel Champions in that it is a cooperative game based on superheroes. In this one though, it's kind of cool. It's a deck builder. It's a progressive deck builder. and you are trying to battle the villains at the same time as you're competing against one another for overall points. So kind of cooperative, but in the end, at the end of the day, you get to determine who is the overall winner of the game. Down here we have Feast for Odin. It's number 23 right now on Board Game Geek. A very good game as well.
Here we have Legends of the Five Rings, or L5R, some people call it, which is a living card game. We also have Marvel Champions, which is a living card game as well. We do have Black Widow in. I had 6 of these. I'm down to 2. It's the newest pack that came out. But we also have Thor, Miss Marvel, Captain America, and then the Wrecking Crew and Green Goblin. It's a really fun game, especially if you like Marvel and superheroes. It's a cooperative game. It's something for the family to do, and kids will enjoy it if they like superheroes. All right, here we have Firefly. If you're a fan of the TV show or movie, it's a great game. We have several expansions for it. Friends and I, we play it all the time, play the expansions. It's probably the game we've played more, except for maybe Twilight Imperium. Zombicide, my wife, my girls, and I enjoy playing this. This is a zombie survival cooperative game, it's just a really fun game. Mice and Mystics, haven't played it, but I've heard great things about it. Western Legends, I have played that. That's a fun game. And then Mansions of Madness is a good game. I haven't tried these two, but I highly recommend Firefly or Zombicide. We also have X-Wing. These are a bunch of the X-Wing ships that we have. If you enjoy Star Wars and you want to do battles with different ships, that's what X-Wing is. So here we have a bunch of the smaller ships. Over here, we actually have the X-Wing core game, and then we have some of the bigger ships as well. This is our role-playing section, which I think a lot of people are taking part in through Roll20 or Map Tool, because then they can be at their house playing remotely. But it also, you can take up 2 to 8 hours depending on how long the adventure is. So, but we have all different types. We have the Legend of the Five Rings, L5R role-playing game, Edge of the Empire, Age of the Rebellion, Shadowrun, Vampire Masquerade. Right here is all D&D. So we have a bunch of different D&D books, as well as the starter set, the essential set. Down here we have your Pathfinder and Starfinder, and then we get into the Warhammer role-playing game, Call of Cthulhu, Mutants and Masterminds, Genesis, and we also have Star Trek. So if you need something for your role-playing game, let us know. We probably have you covered with what we have in the store right now. That's the end of our tour with the different games. If you saw something you liked, let us know. We can do curbside pickup. Also, just so everyone's aware, for curbside pickup, we're only doing credit cards right now, just so we're not having to keep cash on hand and having to worry about that. But if you give us a call, we will get you taken care of. If you are looking for a game but you don't know what you're looking for, reach out to us, shoot us an email at customerservice@dungeonsandjavas.com, and just let us know how many people you're looking at playing, age groups, and we can make some recommendations for you. Thanks again, everyone. Once again, this is Jared with Dungeons and Javas, helping you stay up to level up.